Suicide Squad kills the Justice League is the most disrespectful thing ever. Like, honestly, I've seen very few adaptations of, Justice League that made me so irritated. Like, it's very rare that a game story makes me this irritated. I'm just disappointed all around. Because for starters, the disrespect of the Justice Leaguers isn't just with Batman. Number one, it's with every Justice League member that, gets off in this game. Like, for example, right, let me paint the picture for you. Every time either Flash, Batman, any one of these people die, they get talked down to by literal convicts. They get talked down to by people who had to be literally threatened of deletion to make them work for them. Like, I kid you not. Like, you get a moral lesson coming from these people. And I just find that hilarious. That's the first mistake they've made. Trying to paint these people just because they're our protagonists. They have to be painted in this lens. I don't like that. And most of the lectures came from Harley, of all people. She cannot be talking. And aside from that, their deaths were just handled, like, they were never handled with any grace. Like, for example, what would have been a better idea? Still having everything that happened in gameplay-wise and even story-wise, right? The only difference is, before they die, they have a moment of clarity, and with their dying breaths, they each weaken Brainiac's forces each step of the way, every single time. Every time before they die, they give themselves one last heroic moment. One last chance to redeem themselves in the eyes of the people they've sworn to protect. But they don't do that. They just have them completely and utterly changed, completely and utterly brainwashed throughout every single fiber of their DNA. So much so to where it alters their DNA. And I just think that's so cheap. That's so lazy. I think that's so disrespectful. Like, because they don't even try. And especially with someone like Green Lantern, the ring wouldn't even work anymore at that point. Or at least it shouldn't. This man, John Stewart, has the most will of anyone on Earth, besides other Green Lanterns, obviously, because he's able to wield a literal construct that gives you the power to literally give your will manifest. It's so weird to me that for some reason, he's even mind controlled in the first place. And Diana, of all people, is not mind control, and I already know it's because she's a god. I'm fine with that. I really am. You can use context clues to pick up on that. But and then on top of that, let's just talk about the sexualization real quick. Why is it that male characters in these type of games, movies, whatever you want to call them, all types of adaptations, they are always worded out in the most physically symmetrical people you will ever put your eyes on? But for some reason, we have to downgrade each and every female or femme fatale character that has ever existed in games, movies, cartoons, and every other adaptation. I just find that hilarious, how the beauty standard is so ever changing and ever evolving, but with men, it is pretty much the exact same it's been for hundreds upon thousands upon millions of years that men have been around. And I just think that's hilarious to me. I really do. It's the most funniest thing I've ever seen, because these same people will say that sexualizing women in any capacity is horrible and that women are not here for boys to get their drool on. But women just can have every bit of gaze that they want and that they prefer, whether it be dad bods or wedded out men. And I just think it's crazy how the representation for females is quote unquote not realistic. So we can't put them in games. It's not supposed to be realistic, you idiots. That's the point. That's why you still have these men completely roided out, because it's not realistic. Like, bro, what? These are coming from the same people that still put the trunks on Superman on the outside of his freaking underwear. Don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying.
So today's shout out goes out to Technical Tyler, and his comment comes from my Dragon Ball Diamond video, and it goes as follows. So as a fellow manga reader, I'll say there isn't enough to make a continuation of Super. I think they'll be trying to wait it out. And Daima is just something to buy time. And I'm going to stop you right there. That's bullshit. There are literally 2 arcs after the Tournament of Power arc. There are more than enough material for them to make a continuation or a season 2. I'm tired of people lying and making this stupid ass argument.
You get what I'm saying, right? It just makes no sense how one is okay, but one is bad. You literally have Harley Quinn sexually assault Deadshot, and literally so many other characters objectify Deadshot based off of what he looks like. And that's weird that they give it to the black race swap. Again, hilarious to me how they don't see what they're doing. They never do. And they made the most easiest, laziest race swapping thing that they always do. At this point, it's a trope with race swapping. Anytime you race swap a traditionally white character, you just make them a victim of every single insert oppression. He literally hates Green Lantern because he's a cop. That's literally his only thing, and they play up on that with banter throughout the entire gameplay. They never stop. Like they beat you over the head with the fact that Deadshot is black and he hates police. Real good representation there. Again, Rocksteady, you're doing a great job. Great job representing people. Yes, because black people all hate authority. They all hate order. They all just love chaos, right? That's what you think of black people. Good to know. Good to know. And the fact that you shills don't say nothing about it is the reason why I say something about it. Because y'all are pathetic. Moving on from that tangent, yeah, it's just weird to me. Like each and every death felt so wasted. Again, all you had to do was make the superheroes sacrifice themselves when they had a moment before they died. You could have still had everything remain the same up until that point. Give these characters the respect that we know they deserve. As far as Flash, Wonder Woman, etc. But we don't do that. The only one that gets treated with respect is Wonder Woman. And like, it's so ridiculous how no one notices the pandering nature. Like, you look at the alternate version of Lex, he's over here glazing a female version of freaking Boomerang called Lady Boomerang. It's so damn stupid to me. And like, he's like, oh, the lady version of you is better. It's like, I don't know, man. I just think it puts a really weird taste in my mouth to see these type of stories make the same problems that don't get these studios money. But whatever, man. Whatever. And yeah, I haven't played the game. I'm not gonna play this game. I've seen context heavy gameplay footage and I've seen the cutscenes to add context that everyone says that I need. I've seen it, seen the context, still hate it. Get over it. This shit is the worst thing ever. I don't know why you just didn't just make a Justice League game.